this year, many of us are staying home, we're enjoying our gardens, enjoying our landscape, but maybe you need a little bit of a refit on that. Well, I'm with Rick Naylor from Visualscaping, and so Rick, Visualscaping is just a little bit different kind of a landscaping.
Absolutely, it is. It's all visual. For example, instead of drawing up a plan and charging for the plan with a bunch of numbers and the plant material on it, you have to go to the internet, look it up. It's color enhanced, it's not even the same plant, whatever. This is all visual. So basically what would happen is we bring the plants out to your yard and set them out so you can actually see what you're getting before they go in the ground.
That is great, because most of us are visual. We want to see it there in our garden and see if we like it. So what is the first step when you meet a new client?
The first step is they'll call me and I'll come out and take a look. If they want hardscape, then what we'll do is we'll actually go down to where there's display area and look at all the different displays, different pavers, different colors, different things, so they can actually see them and see what colors are going to work best for them. If it's plant material, I'll look at the soil conditions, the light conditions, a lot of things that are going on in the yard, talk to them about it, see what they want, and then have them come out to the nursery. We'll walk through, I'll show them the plant material that I'm thinking about using and my suggestions, and then they'll interject some of the things that they really like. We'll sit down and talk about whether that plant's going to work or not, and then incorporate that all into a plan. And then we'll bring all the plants out to the yard, we'll set them all out, we'll stand there and look at it and decide what we need to change, what we don't need to change, and we go through that process until it looks just the way we want it to do, and then we stick them in the ground.
Wow, you know, that is just so different. I mean, it's so different than other ideas there with design. And then I know that in the past we've talked about it, you really are an advocate for 4 seasons of color, 4 seasons of interest.
Absolutely, absolutely. Should always be a mix so that your yard looks just as good in the middle of January as it does in June. So yeah, I mean, and there are some plants that we use that change color with the season, which is important because then it doesn't, you don't get bored. It kind of evolves. So.
And then do you plan for the future? Do you kind of you cram everything in so it looks like it's finished and how it's going to look in 20 years, or do you allow space so it can grow into that space?
Absolutely. We like I tell everybody that my clients that I talk to is we're looking at a 15 to 20 year garden. We don't want to put a bunch of stuff in there that 2 years from now you have to start ripping it out because you're just renting the plant, you're not buying it. So that's a very important part of it also, is leaving room for growth. It also allows them to put annuals or whatever they want to do in those spaces where there's a little bit of space so that they can fill that during the seasonal part of the year and still have their foundation plants there for the rest of the time.
You know, that's such an interactive choice, you know, and it's like, it's nice that you allow that and then you give the person a voice because they're going to be living with that space. Oh,
absolutely. And that's another thing I always talk to my clients about. It's your yard, not mine.
Right.
So I'll give you all the advice and do the best job I can for you, but in the long run, it's your yard, so you need to put your touch on it also.
Right. So Rick, when you do go to a new landscape, do you just tear out everything and just start fresh, or do you work with that landscape?
No, not at all. We'll work with the existing landscape as much as we can. Whatever plants make sense to keep, then we'll keep. It's not, you know, sometimes we'll go into a total overhaul, but majority of the time it's just working with what's already there, and, you know, using plant material that helps enhance the other plant around it. So for example, if you've got a Japanese maple or something that's a certain color, using plants around it that will help that Japanese maple stand out, and also the companion plants that go with it, is important.
Yeah, and so when we've come to see you, should we bring any kind of materials with us? Should we need to be prepared as a client?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people come into the nursery and they'll bring me pictures or videos of their yard or the spot that they want to take care of, and then we'll offer some advice. I mean, it's always good to let us know if it's a sun or shade spot or whatever, and if you can have an idea kind of what your soil conditions are like. But no, a lot of times we'll just lay things out in the parking lot here and work with the customer to get the exact kind of look they want, and that way they get professional advice without having to pay for it. So.
Well, it is wonderful professional advice and really design advice, which I think all of us need. If this is something that you would love to have at your home, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their Facebook page and you can find out how to contact Rick and Visualscaping. Thanks so much, Rick.
You're welcome.